Hold on, we have an error.
Welcome to the Locks and Dogs NFL Picks Podcast, Week 12 edition. We've got the NFL locks and a few dogs that you need to hear, and the podcast starts right now. Welcome back. This is Main Event Matt.
And Moneyline Mark.
And we are the Locks and Dogs NFL Picks Podcast, and we're back with the Week 12 picks that you need to know. Mark, it was quite a Week 11.
It felt good to be back.
Yeah, for you. King of week 11 here. I'm seeing nothing but you hit your lock, you hit your dog, you hit just about every game on the slate.
Not every game.
Just about. I'm counting the. I've run out of fingers to count these wins on, my friend, and I have all 10 of them still.
There were a few misses, to be sure.
Yeah, there were, but nobody's perfect. Yeah, we were both in the Chiefs. That missed, that stung. I'm still kind of annoyed the way that game played out. I thought they would. I really thought they would be in that at the end. The Packers did not show up against the Bears. The Pats got the Pats lost, and the Browns got absolutely drilled.
You can't trust Jameis anymore. You can't trust him.
It was It was the revenge spot. I don't know what we were thinking. I would still probably make the same bet. 10 times out of 10, but. I guess maybe Jameis doesn't care about revenge. Maybe he's just too busy eating crab legs. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, easy. Okay. We gotta fade Jameis from here on out, but we'll get to that.
We'll talk about fading Jameis.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you had a couple dogs under your belt last week. You had the Broncos.
Proud of that one.
Chargers and the Texans. I think the one that I'm most proud of is the Seahawks. Gino won that for me. He didn't need the points. He won it outright.
Wow. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Yeah. No, it was. I mean, do we want to talk about the Bears Packers game, or is it best just leaving it? Just letting it die.
Bears covered and still lost. Typical Bears.
I mean, to be honest, it. Looking back on it, they did underperform the spread by like 20 points the previous game, and then they had the big number at home. I don't know. I just just going back through the history of it. I hate to say this, but it was they've historically been freaking drilled. So I don't feel that bad.
No, I couldn't feel bad about that pick.
No. So all right, fair enough. All right, in that case. Anything else you want to go through before we dip into the Week 12 picks?
Nope.
Okay. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, starting off, we got Thursday Night Football. Hang on. Oh, I screwed up my screen. I'm sorry, Mark. Thursday Night Football. Steelers at Browns. So we got the Steelers off the big win and the Browns off the bad loss. Line on this one, Steelers minus 3.5. The total on this one is only 36.5. I know that Thursday Night Football games tend to go under. Divisional games tend to go under, but that seems awfully low for a point total for these two offenses, no?
Yeah, but I mean, the Browns haven't been scoring.
I guess.
And then the Steelers, they don't blow people out. They tend to play close games. So
I guess, but still 36 points. I think this one flies over. Well, we'll get into it. The splits on this one: 79% of the bets. I'm sorry, 79% of the money on the spread coming in the Steelers. Point total is about 50-50. This did open at 43.5. It's down to 36.5. That's wild. The money line: 99% of the money is on the Steelers. Okay, so we've got the Steelers coming off the big win, the Browns coming off the big loss. Is there a case to take the Browns here?
There really isn't. I got to fade Jameis the rest of the way. Russell Wilson's undefeated so far as a Steeler. I gotta go with the Steelers on this one.
All right. I think this one's going to be weird. I'm changing. I'm changing my pick at the last minute. Give me the Browns plus the 3.5. I think okay. So you've got the Steelers coming off the big win, the Browns coming off a loss. Okay, um, the Browns, they kind of need this game if they're. I mean, I think they're pretty much out of just about everything. But so I guess their one chance is to play spoiler here. So you've got a 2-8 Steelers, a 2-8 Browns team versus an 8-2 Steelers team. Why is this line only 3.5?
That's a good question.
So I think the line kind of smells, and I think Vegas is thinking that this is going to be a field goal game. If it's a field goal game, give me the team getting more than the field goal. Give me the Browns plus the 3.5.
All right. Well, I'm going with the Steelers. I like Russell Wilson.
I
Um,
don't disagree. The Steelers are the much better team. I think there's also a stat that's going around. I think they're 8-1 in their last 9 divisional games.
wow.
Straight up and ATS.
Yeah.
I think there's a reason this spread should be at least 6 points. Even though the Steelers are on the road, it should still be more. It should still be a lot higher than 3.5. The 3.5 doesn't make any sense here.
I agree. Well, I mean, they still, these are two teams with good defenses. So I figure that it's going to be a Thursday night defensive slog.
Well, there you go. That's what, I mean, you're just kind of making the case for to take the points then.
I think the Steelers can do better than 3.5.
I don't know. The line stinks. The total stinks. I'm fading it. Give me the Browns plus 3.5. I don't trust this line. Not one bit.
All right, we're split on this one.
We really are. Okay. Next on my sheet, heading on to the early slate on Sunday. Oh boy, banger to start the day with. Chiefs at Panthers. Chiefs minus 11 is the line. Or point total at 43. The dollars on this guy, 77% of the dollars in the spread coming in the Chiefs, 91% of the dollars coming in the over, and 89% of the money line bets coming in the Chiefs. This is a pretty simple handicap, right? This is a get right spot for the Chiefs after the bad loss to the Bills.
It is. The point total has me a little concerned. We saw last week the Lions, cover the spread, kick the shit out of the Jaguars. But this Chiefs team, we've been talking all year about how they're not blowing teams out, and the Panthers have been sneakily able to cover games in the past. So the point total, like if this were at 7, I think it'd be an easy handicap. But the 11 gives me a little pause for concern. Nonetheless, I'm going with the Chiefs minus the 11.
Okay, number one, the Chiefs defense. I mean, I can't see the Panthers doing anything against that defense. I really can't. And second, on the offensive side of the ball, I think the Chiefs are going to be able to execute drives. You're not going to see the big chunk plays, but you're just going to see them kind of like march the ball up and down the field with the Panthers not being able to do very much against it. I don't see much of a case for the Panthers here. I don't think they can move the ball against the Chiefs defense, and I think that they're probably going to do like a bend don't break kind of approach to the Chiefs offense. I also think there's a good chance you're going to get an FU game from Patrick Mahomes here. I think after the loss to Josh Allen, I think he's going to, you're going to want to see him kind of change the narrative a bit and just like absolutely go berserk. So I could see him having like a ridiculous 350-yard passing game here, like just going nuts.
Yeah. It could definitely happen. Don't feel great about it.
I feel great about it.
Again, I think the points are a bit too much.
This is a Panther. This is a Chiefs troll. Chiefs. If the Chiefs had won at the Bills, I'd be like, okay, you're probably right. But the fact that they need to get right, it tells me all I need to know. They're going to freaking drill the Panthers.
Yeah, well, I have no problem with them winning. It's just a question if it's going to be by more than 10. So
it's going to be by a lot more. They're going to win by 20.
All right. Well,
I'm thinking the final here is probably going to be like 30-36.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Next up on my sheet, Lions at Colts. Lions was Colts minus 7. I'm sorry. Lions minus 7.5. Over under 50.5. And the dollars here. 99% of the dollars in the spread coming in the Lions, 82% of the dollars coming into the over, and 99% of the money line bets coming into the Lions. Okay. So the Lions have kind of been in FU mode for the past few weeks, no?
Yeah.
Okay, now they have to go on the road to Indianapolis. The Colts are kind of frisky, I feel.
They were frisky last week, that's for sure.
That line made no sense. Just like I don't think this line makes any sense. I don't think that the Colts should be laying should be laying. I don't think the Colts should be giving 7.5 points. I'm sorry. I don't think the Colts should be getting 7.5 points at home. I think this line is a little bit too big. I mean,
Yeah.
I know we've been seeing the Lions doing what they want, and we've talked about the Colts not being able to tackle very well. But I think I don't know what they did to kind of reboot Anthony Richardson, but he looked a lot more accurate last weekend than he has been all year. He had by far his best game, possibly his best game. I don't know if his best game is as a pro, best game of the season for sure.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to take the Colts. I think they keep it within a touchdown.
I'll go with the Lions -7.5.
Okay, what's the thought process here?
Again, they're in FU mode. They're basically they're trying to be the the 07 Patriots. They're just lighting everyone up left and right. Jared Goff has looked great. Like he's looked amazing this year. He's looked better than he ever has before.
Didn't he just throw 5 interceptions 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but he'll do that sometimes.
But he's looked better than ever.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, I think Anthony Richardson maybe takes a step back in this game against this Lions defense. Okay. And look, yeah, I mean, that you can run on the Colts. So David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs.
That's fair.
I think it'll be a bit too much for the Colts to handle.
Okay, to be honest, so the teams. Okay, so the Lions they've drilled the Titans and the Jaguars. Those are two two bottom 5 teams in the league this year, right?
Yeah.
They did beat the Packers by 10 in Lambeau. It's a good win. They barely got past the Texans in Houston. That was, if your quarterback throws 5 interceptions, you should lose by 10. You shouldn't be winning by 3. And so now they've got I think this is the spot that gets them. A non-conference road spot. My guess is their fan base probably does travel to Indy a bit. I could see some tickets getting snapped up. So you might see maybe like a 50-50 crowd split. But either way, I think this is the spot that trips them up here. I think just looking at the way the schedule is kind of going, I feel like they're due for a clunker. They really are. I think this is it.
They are, but I don't see Anthony Richardson having 2 good games back to back.
All right.
In the spot.
I see your point. Yeah, that's fair. But the line is a bit too beefy, and I think that the Colts, they're not. What's the record? I think they're 5-6, so they're still. I think they're technically in the hunt.
Yeah.
That's a 5-6 team at this stage of the season is in the hunt. I think. So
yeah.
We'll see what happens there. All right. Moving along. Buccaneers at Giants. Line this one. Buccaneers -5.5. Over under at 41.5. The dollars here. 94% of the dollars on the spread coming in the Bucks, 55% of the dollars coming to the over, and 97% of the money line bets 97% of the money line dollars coming in on the Buccaneers. Okay, important note, Daniel Jones has been benched. They have to get a look at Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess the question here is if they're running it back with Tommy DeVito, is there a case for a bit of the the DeVito magic here?
Well, they have Drew Lock on the roster, and quite honestly, I think Drew Lock's a better quarterback than Tommy DeVito. But it seems like Tommy DeVito is like a local fan favorite. So they're putting in Tommy Gabagool for the big start. this week.
Well, you got to have that Tommy DeVito Trey Lance matchup on Thanksgiving.
Oh right, yeah, that'll be nice.
Dude, that game is going to be horrific.
Well, we gotta deal with Tommy DeVito this week before we can talk about Thanksgiving. But
Yeah, we do.
yeah, I can't make a case for this Giants team. I don't know how much better they are with Tommy DeVito.
Okay.
The Bucs are getting Mike Evans back, possibly.
So yeah, so it sounds like he's practicing this week. So my guess is he's probably going to suit up.
Yeah.
Okay. First, my guess is there's probably going to be a bit of weather. It's going to be it's. I don't think it's going to be snow, but I think there might be some rain in the forecast for this one. That's one. Two, the Giants' pass rush is actually like legitimately good. Like they can get after the quarterback, and I kind of feel like the teams that can do that can kind of mess with the Buccaneers. The Bucs, they don't. I think they are really banged up this year. I like their roster, I like their team, but like up and down, I think every position group has at least like one bad injury, except quarterback clearly. But either way, they've got a lot of bad injuries on that up and down that roster. Not just their receivers, but up and down that roster, they're banged up. And I could kind of see like a little bit of the Tommy DeVito magic where they kind of shifted to more of a ground and pound, just kind of again, just drain the clock, have long sustained drive, just hand the ball off, do whatever they have to avoid Tommy DeVito throwing the football, and just kind of and choke the life out of the Buccaneers, and just I could see this one being like a 17-14 final with a last second Buccaneers field goal. So give me the Giants at home plus the 5.5. I think. Tommy DeVito, Tommy DeVito is Mr. November for them.
He's Mr. November for one game. I don't know if this is the game.
This is the game. And then next week he's going to beat the Cowboys on Thanksgiving.
That is yet to be seen. Well, let's see how he plays this week before we make any proclamations about a Thanksgiving.
I'm Mark. People don't they don't come here for soft takes. They come here for the boldest takes you could possibly get.
Look, all right, I'll
lock it up. Tommy DeVito covers the spread and beats the Cowboys next week. Let's freaking go.
If Tommy DeVito's a bold take, I don't know what a soft take is, but I'm going with the Bucs minus 6.5. Baker Mayfield's a dog. You can't stop him. Sure. This Giants team sucks. Give me the Bucs.
Also, I'm surprised apparently like everybody's mad at Brian Daboll for benching Daniel Jones.
Why? He's terrible.
No, apparently that was like a story that came out like they don't like the locker room doesn't like that they're trying to blame Daniel Jones for the struggle. It's not just him. It's not. I don't think it's Daniel Jones's fault.
No, but he still sucks.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up on my sheet, we got Vikings at Bears. Vikings minus 3.5 is the line. Over under is 39. Note here is DeAndre Swift is questionable. I think he was questionable before they signed him, and now that they have him, he's still kind of questionable. The dollars for this one, 56% of the dollars coming in on the Vikings. I'm sorry, on the spread are coming on the Vikings. 62% of the dollars coming in the under, and 99% of the money line dollars coming in the Vikings. Okay. 8-2 Vikings versus 4-6 Bears. I feel like the Bears are like in like desperation mode.
I mean, I don't know if they win another game, to be honest. I mean,
I think they. I mean,
after that Hail Mary fail, they've completely given up.
I think they win. They win another game. Let's see, Lions, 49ers, Vikings again. They might not win another game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might be looking at a 4-12 seed. 4-12.
And they're already on a 4-game skid as it is.
What's wild is like you looked at the schedule like preseason where you had the Panthers, Jags, Commanders, Cardinals, and Patriots, like those 5 games back. That was where they were going to eat. Yeah. They've just gotten their dicks kicked in the dirt like repeatedly. Like since that London game, like nothing has gone right for this team.
No, like they're losers. What can you say? Like they can't close, they can't win.
I think
So
it's coaching.
the big mistake I made last week was, I didn't pick the Bears to cover. I'm gonna pick the Bears to cover the 3.5. The offense looked much improved against the Packers. It's possible that they keep that up in the second week in a row with their new offensive coordinator.
Okay.
Um,
They're going to have to, because Brian Flores is going to go after Caleb Williams. You know he is.
yeah,
So he's going to have to get the. I mean, he was getting the ball out pretty quick last week. He needs to get the ball out like, as quick or not quicker next week. This week. So I worry about that Vikings blitz, and I worry about Caleb Williams. This could be like, the Caleb Williams murder game where he just gets like bounced around the turf.
yeah, but he's been bounced around before this season.
But I think this is the one where it might actually get uncomfortable, like more so than usual.
I think it's going to be uncomfortable when they face the Lions. I think the Lions are going to
Oh, and they get
really
to face
destroy him.
that second line. That second Lions game. That's going to be the nightmare spot.
Yeah,
We might have the Tyson Bagent Bears for the Seahawks game on the day after Christmas.
yeah.
All right, yeah. For this one, my handicap is simple. I think the Vikings mess with the Bears. Give me. I'll lay the 3.5. Give me the Vikings.
I got the Bears to cover.
Good luck. Okay, next up, Patriots at Dolphins. Line this one: Dolphins -7, over 146. The dollar split here. I'm gonna find it. 67% of the dollars coming on the spread coming in on the Dolphins, 88% of the dollars coming in to the over, and 95% of the dollars in the money line coming in the Dolphins. Okay. This honestly, I feel like this is almost a poor man's version of Colts Lions, except the two teams they flipped locations.
Right. Well, this is also a divisional matchup
It
too.
is also a divisional match. You're correct, but either way, um, I kind of like this Pats team with Drake May.
Well, they screwed us last week, so I don't know how much I like them.
The line is a little too short for that game. I feel like it should have been a beefier line. But either way, it was Pats +4. And they failed to cover, which is why they're absolutely covering this week. Give me the Pats plus the 7.5. Let's go.
All right. Well,
this Pats team messes with this Dolphins team. The Pats have always messed with these Dolphins. Always.
Yeah.
They get for whatever reason. It's a divisional game that they get up for. It's going to be in Florida, so it's not. The weather should be actually kind of mild. So give me the I like the Pats defense. I don't trust this Dolphins team at all. Yeah, I don't. I have a hard time trusting the Dolphins in these spots, and I kind of like this the Drake May offense with the Pats here. So give me the Pats plus the 7.5. Too many points. 26-20 final. Well, Dolphins win by 6.
The Dolphins won by 5 in week 5 of this year.
Okay, there you go. And that was I think it was a Jacoby Brissett game, wasn't it?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So with Drake May, it should be. Why is this 7?
I think for me it comes down to coaching. I don't think Gerard Mayo's all that great. The defense has kind of been a letdown. I mean, yeah, Drake May's been the bright spot of that team, but their defense isn't all that great. I like the Dolphins at home. This is pretty much a must win for the Dolphins to keep themselves in the divisional race, at least as a wild card. So yeah, give me the Dolphins minus 7 points.
Okay, I'm on the Pats. Give me the 7.5. All right, next up, sliding along. Okay. Oh boy, this game. Titans at Texans. Texans minus 8.5 is the line. Over 142. The dollar split here. 88% of dollars in the spread coming in the Texans, 64% of the dollars coming in the under, and 92% of the money line dollars coming in the Texans. Okay, so I've given up on the Titans. Okay, I was me. I was like the biggest Will Levis cheerleader out there.
Oh yeah.
I can't. I've given up. I kind of like I kind of like the Texans at home here. I think since they had the bad loss to the Lions, they've kind of been I think they kind of had an FU game against the Cowboys. I think it's going to continue with this awful Titans team. Give me the Texans. I'll lay the 8.5. What say you?
This one's a hard one for me to pick. I mean, look, the Titans aren't good. They kind of got blown up by the Vikings last week. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins. Calvin Ridley's questionable going into the game.
Oh.
So I kind of feel like one of these is going to go sideways this week. And I kind of feel like this might be the one. So I'd like the Titans to cover the 8.5. They've been a bit frisky in the past. I think there were 2 weeks ago against Chargers again, but they still lost that game, but they didn't cover either. But they have been able to put up points when they've needed to,
sure,
in close games. So this one I think is going to go sideways. Give me the Titans plus 8.5.
Okay, fair enough. I'll lay the 8.5. Give me. I'm sorry. Just give me the better team at home. That's my handicap. Moving on. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, this game. Cowboys at Commanders. Line on this one is Commanders minus 10.5, over 45.5. Where's this one on my sheet? Okay, 86% of the dollars on the spread coming in the Commanders, 62% of the dollars on the total coming to the over, and 91% of the dollars on my line coming in the Commanders. Okay. We just watched the Cowboys get absolutely wrecked on national TV, and now they have a divisional matchup against one of their bitter rivals, with a look-ahead spot to the Thanksgiving Day game on Thursday. Is there a case to take the Cowboys here?
No, there isn't.
Okay, so you're on the Commanders, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. What's your thought process there?
The better team at home against a Cowboys team that can't really do anything. I don't think there's much to handicap here. This Cowboys team is terrible.
They're not good.
And the worst part of it is their defense. Like, their defense was supposed to be really good coming into the year, but their defense can't stop anything. So yeah, Jaden Daniels has been great this year. Yeah, I think they roll over the Cowboys. I mean, the only question is how soon do we see Trey Lance? I mean, Trey Lance come in? Is it because I couldn't believe they didn't put him in on Monday night?
Yeah, he had his helmet on the sideline. I thought that meant he was coming in, but he didn't. Okay. Give me the Cowboys plus 10.5. Okay. First off, I think they need to get out of Dallas because they had like back-to-back bad home losses.
I don't think they've won a game in Dallas so far this year. I don't think they have.
I think you might be right. Okay.
Whatever their home record is, it's not good.
No, they have not won a game in Dallas this year. That's bad. And they get the Giants coming to Dallas on Thanksgiving. Then they get the Bengals coming in. They're going to lose both those games. I'm trying to find a home win. There might not be a home win here. All right. Well, they got to figure out what to do with the curtains.
Yeah.
So either way, okay. So my thought process is this. Okay, it's a divisional game. Teams tend to get up for those games, even if they're bad, they still tend to show up more for the divisional games than the non-conference games, or so. And also they're coming off two bad, like, back-to-back bad losses. I think this one is tighter. I think the defense gets up for the divisional game. Cooper Rush is not that bad.
It's not that good either.
Didn't he have he had a crazy stat line this week, didn't he? Yeah, he 32 for 55 for 354 yards.
Yeah, but there was only one touchdown scored in that game.
Yeah, I know. But even still, he put it in 354 yard passing game. I think they'll be able to move the ball against this, Redskins defense. I don't think is that great. I think they hang in this one.
I don't see how that's possible.
Okay, the final 27-17 is the final.
I mean, I guess if you told me this is the game that's going to go sideways this weekend, then I can get behind that logic. But saying that the Cowboys can score with Cooper Rush, I don't see it.
Give me the cow. This is the weird ass game of the week. Give me the Cowboys plus 10.5.
Okay, that makes more sense than Cooper Rush being able to score more points.
I think he scores 17 points. They scored 10 last week against a better defense. Okay.
Commanders' defense is not that bad.
Not that good. Okay. That takes care of the early slate. Moving on to the late afternoon games. Broncos at Raiders. Line on this one, Broncos minus 5.5. Over under at 41. The dollar splits here. 92% of the dollars in the spread coming in the Broncos. 86% of the dollars coming into the over, and 95% of money line dollars coming in the Broncos. Okay. 2-8 Broncos versus 6-5 Broncos. Broncos have been a spread darling this year. They're 8-3 ATS. Let's go.
Yeah.
I just think that the Broncos are clicking right now. That offense looks really good. The road spot here doesn't scare me. Las Vegas isn't. That's more of an out of town crowd than it is an in town crowd. I hate to say it.
Yeah.
Because nobody in Vegas is ever from Vegas.
Yeah.
Give me the Broncos minus 5.5. I think better offense, better defense. It's a divisional game, sure, but I think they can win by a touchdown. Why not?
They could. I'm going with the Raiders plus 5.5.
Wow.
The Raiders aren't a great team.
The 2-8 Raiders, not a great team.
Not a great team. The Broncos have looked very good on offense and defense the past couple of weeks. However, rookie quarterback on the road.
It's week 12. He's not a rookie anymore. I'm sorry. If you've been starting if you started every game this year, you're not a rookie anymore at this point. You can say that in week 4. Don't give me that in week 12.
Well, the Raiders have covered earlier in the year. So again, there seems to be like a lot of obvious favorites here. Again, some of these have to go the opposite direction. So I'm picking the Raiders plus the 5.5. Again, the Broncos team is good, but maybe Bo Nix takes a step back this week.
And Gardner Minshew takes a step forward.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I wish. I'm locking up the Broncos this week. I'll let you know.
All right.
All right. Next up on my sheet, 49ers at Packers. Line this one, Packers minus 2.5. Over under 47.5. The dollar splits here. 84% of the dollars in the spread coming in on the 49ers, 64% of the dollars coming into the over, and 82% of moneyline bets coming in on the 49ers. Okay, so we got the Packers coming off the 1-point victory over their hated rival, and the 49ers coming off a loss that a game that they actually really needed. I think this is a get right spot for the 49ers. They're getting George Kittle back. They're starting to, that offense is starting to look more the part. The defense is still kind of a mess, but I don't trust Jordan Love. I don't think he's any good. So give me the 49ers plus the 2.5. What say you?
I agree. 49ers plus 2.5.
Yeah.
I mean, they floundered last week against the Seahawks. Again, I think this is a get right spot for them. They are getting George Kittle back this week, so that should help on the offensive side. Jordan Love hasn't looked fantastic this year. And that's a game that they probably should have lost against the Bears if they didn't cheat, if they weren't not flagged on the field goal play.
You can't. They don't give flags on field goal plays though.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, but either way, I think 49ers are a better team here. So give me the 49ers plus the 2.5.
Okay. All right, sliding along. I think only 3 afternoon games this week.
Yeah.
Cardinals at Seahawks. Seahawks minus 1 is the line. 47.5 is the total. The dollar splits for this one. Okay. 52% of the dollars on the spread coming in the Seahawks, 70% of the dollars coming into the over, and 70% of the money line bets. Sorry, 70% of the dollars on the money line bets coming into the Cardinals. Okay, so we've got the Seahawks off the big win. Cardinals they were on a bye week last week, were they not?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Cardinals off the bye. Let's just double check that.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bye last week, I think. Yeah. So the last time we saw the Cardinals was they beat up on the Jets.
Yeah.
And before that, yeah, so they beat up on the Bears. So they've got a 4-game winning streak coming into this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So in my mind, the handicap is simple. I think this is a letdown spot for the Seahawks. I think they got it for their big rival last week. They got the win, and now they're back at home against another divisional game against the Cardinals coming off a bye. The Cardinals are going to should be a bit healthier. Give me the Cardinals. I'll give me the. Is it? I get the point. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I get the. Yeah. I think it's Seahawks.
I mean, this could flip by the time.
It's probably going to flip a dozen times before the first the kickoff. But either way, give me the Cardinals plus the 1. Let's go. I think that I think they ride through they come off the bye hot, get the win in Seattle. Let's go.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
Okay.
Minus the 1. Look, I counted out Geno. I didn't count him out last week, but I was kind of he'd been kind of disappointing in recent weeks. My faith in Geno was restored last week with that epic victory.
Okay.
Has Kyler been playing Call of Duty all bye week? Is that what's been going on here? We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Cardinals have been pretty hot, but I do like the Seahawks at home. I think these teams are kind of evenly matched, but give me the Seahawks at home. I believe in Geno Smith again.
I don't. Eagles at Sunday football is Eagles at Rams. Line this one, Eagles minus 2.5. Over under 49. Dollars here. I guarantee I know where the dollar. Okay, 81% of the dollars in the spread come in the Eagles, 67% of the dollars come in the over, and 90% of the money line dollars coming in the Eagles. Okay. Why is this only 2.5?
It's a good question.
I mean, it's okay. So you've got East Coast to West Coast. I get that. I guess the Rams have looked a little frisky the past few weeks with getting some of the weapons back. They've got the pass rush has kind of been there for them. That's improved. They've got a couple guys in a few other spots, but I don't understand why this is only 2.5. Shouldn't this be? I think it should be like Eagles minus 4 at least.
Yeah, you would think so.
So what? This line stinks. Is this the Eagles clunker?
I don't think so. I'm on the Eagles minus 2.5. I mean, yeah, the Rams, they've looked good against bad teams. So,
well, okay. I mean, they had that awful game that awful Thursday night game against the Dolphins not too long ago.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Eagles are coming off a mini bye after the Thursday night win against the Commanders. They drilled the Cowboys the week before that. They had a bad game against the Jaguars the week before that. They drilled the Bengals the week before that. They drilled the Giants. I don't understand this line is in the Vegas. I don't understand why this line is so short. Because you've got, let's see, they had the bad. I mean, I guess they had the bad loss to the Dolphins where they couldn't score. They beat up on the Patriots last week. I guess it's a good road win. Well, an adequate road win, and now they come home and they get the Eagles on Sunday night. I don't understand why this line is so short. Um, just because the line stinks. Just because the line stinks. Give me the Rams plus the 2.5. I don't like this line. I know the sheet says Eagles, but looking at the line, this line doesn't make any sense. Give me the Rams plus the 2.5.
All right. Yeah, I like the Eagles here. Clearly the better team. Um, Rams have been 5-5. They've been an average team. They're a bums player team. They slay bums quite easily. To the Eagles as a bum, even on the road here. So give me the Eagles.
All right, which slides us over to Monday Night Football. Let's see what we got here. Raven. Oh wow, it's a banger of a game. Ravens at Chargers. Ravens minus 2.5 is the line. Over under at 50. The dollar splits here. 74% of the bets on the spread coming in the Ravens. 75% of the bets coming into the over, and 85% of my line bets coming in the Ravens. Okay, so this one again. This is another super stinky line this week. Ravens minus 2.5. I feel like it on paper it should be higher. This should be like a 4.5 line. But again, you've got East Coast to West Coast. Don't like that. The Chargers have been an ATS wagon this year, 7-2-1 ATS, whereas the Ravens have been a bit unpredictable, 5-5-1 ATS, 7-4 straight up. Also, clash of styles here. Ravens 9-2 to the over, Chargers 3-7 to the under. This line stinks, does it not?
It doesn't bother me as much as Eagles and Rams.
This one bothers me. This one actually bothers me more.
No, I mean, yeah, you have two, high-powered offenses that are gonna. I mean, they obviously think it's gonna be a back and forth. So,
give me the Chargers plus the 2.5. I don't trust either. I don't trust either. In fact, I would even do like a money line parlay, Rams and Chargers on the money line.
wow, a dog parlay. Okay,
Nobody's gonna be on that.
You will be.
I will be because I'm a freaking genius.
Well, you are a genius, but even still, I'm going with the Rams minus 2.5. I'm sorry, Ravens minus 2.5.
This Raven. Okay, their offense has been fantastic. Their defense is a mess.
Yeah.
Okay. The game script I see here is the Chargers just playing keep away, just ground and pounding the shit out of the Ravens. And it's a J.K. Dobbins revenge game also.
Yeah.
So maybe let's say he goes off for like 25, 174 yards, 25 carries, and 3 touchdowns.
I'd be curious to know what our record is on revenge games. It's probably not very good.
On betting revenge games.
Yes.
I know we lost the Jameis revenge game last week.
Yeah.
But then again, it's Jameis. He doesn't, he's like the nicest guy. Yeah, he's the nicest guy ever. So he doesn't take revenge.
He plays by his own rules.
He really does. Literally.
So, yeah. So I like the Ravens here. 2.5 seems right to me. Ravens by a field goal.
No.
If Justin, I mean, maybe they're factoring Justin Tucker can't hit field goals as
there you go. There's the angle. Justin Tucker blows a field goal. Chargers win 2019.
Or Justin Tucker gets right. Ravens win.
I think it's a mental thing at this point.
Yeah. Well, we're split on that one.
Right. All right. That's the short slate. We got a ton of bye weeks this week. I don't have the list in front of me, but I know there's a lot of teams that are not playing this week, and I missed them all. So. Let's see. So now we have to give our locks and our dogs. Who went first last week? Do you remember?
You did.
So you have to go first this week?
Yeah.
Go for it. Locks and dogs. Let's hear them.
This is a tough week.
Maybe for you.
Lock up. Oh no, I can't do that. No, because that's my dog. I'll go with my dog first. My dog is the 49ers plus 2.5.
Okay.
And then my lock. I guess I'll make things easy. Lock up the Steelers minus 3.5.
It's a good lock.
Yeah.
Okay. For this week, my lock Lock up the Broncos. Oh, you already said lock up the Broncos minus 5.5.
Yeah.
If I had to give a bonus lock, it would be Cardinals +1. Lock up the Cardinals +1. Dogs. Rams and Chargers by the money line.
What about the Cowboys?
What about them?
You can make them your dog.
I could, but I'm not going to. I've made my dog picks.
All right.
So I could. I mean, they're on the road, so I guess that kind of favors them actually. Yeah. Give me the Chargers and Rams. Give me the. Is that are those the best dogs I could take?
Chargers and Rams dog parlay.
Yeah.
Money line dog parlay.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take the Rams as my lock and my and the Chargers as my extra.
All right.
All right. Okay. Anything else you want to cover for week 12, Mark?
No, we got a big week ahead of us, and we got Thanksgiving after that. So
yeah, feast week.
Yeah.
All right. In that case, this has been the Locks and Dogs podcast for week 12 of the NFL season. Check us out on socials at Locks and Dogs to get the latest gambling picks and news. I'll be giving up props this week. Please hit that subscribe button to get the notifications for the latest episodes, and please leave us a review. For Locks and Dogs, this is Main Event Matt
and Moneyline Mark,
and we'll see you next week.